starting to believe Natalie just paid Latina to come get beat up. Cause what is this? Girl, Latina be on her knees more than a praying woman. Is y'all ready to talk about it? Let's juice.
Come on, Blaze.
It's the beef for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Voodoo Doll TV, baked with a quick little jokes or whatever the case may be, honey. And we over here talking about these baddies that done made it out of Africa. Now they over there in London, tearing up them people castles and things of that nature. And I'm starting to really wonder about the Latina character. Did they create this character? Was she just a dummy? And I don't mean that in a literal sense. Somewhat I do, but was she just a stand-in to get beat up? Because this girl make Diamond the body look like Ivory when she fighting. We all know I love Diamond, but that's just not her bag, you know? And the fact that Latina just keep running up to get beat down, it's a bit admirable, but at some point in time it go from admirable to questionable. Like, is this girl on medication? Girl, Latina, please. You said you're young, you're cute. You tried to say Diamond look old. Latina, I looked in your face. If you anything under 35, you already look too old. Girl, look, let me get into this episode. We got this going on. We got Pretty Peter came back. Yes, she did. And you already know that's going to start stuff. Summer is trying to fight. Who she was fighting? Cold Killer. Girl, y'all already know how it go. Fights all over the place. LCK being messy, starting fights between Dolly, or at least trying to start a fight between Dolly and Russian Cream. But Russian Cream is scary, and she ended up fighting LCK and getting beat up twice. Make it make sense. LCK has fought, and she has not won. Up until this episode. Now, do I believe LCK won? Like, for real? No, but she did so much better than she normally does that I had to give her the win. You know, kind of an A for effort type tease or whatever the case may be. But we gonna get into that. We got a lot of other things. I need y'all to do me a favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section and let me know what you think about this episode. And please make sure y'all hit that notification bell so that you know when I go live and or upload more content, girl. So anyway, y'all already know what time of day it is. Grab your things. Grab your things, your liquor, your earbud, your za, whatever you need. And let's get right on into the episode, honey. So now the episode opens up where we left off. The ladies have made it to London. I seen the house. I ain't gonna lie. This house was too nice for the baddies. You know, Natalie should have seen if she could rent out a warehouse or old shut down prison. That's more like it for the baddies. The spot was too nice. That's all I'm gonna say. But either way, look at Choco. Apparently, her paperwork don't allow her to cross them lines like that. She can't leave outside the continent of Africa, so she gonna call it a wrap. Bye, Choco. Bye. He not gonna miss you. And if nobody ever told you, I'm gonna tell you from me. That song, Bad Black Beach, was horrible. It was disgusting. Horrible, girl. Pack your things, get your forehead in your bags, and get back on to Nigeria, girl. We don't ever want to see you again. Bye, Choco. Now on the bus, Diamond is over there trying to be messy because she had heard from LCK who can't fight, so she might as well just be messy. But apparently LCK had told Dolly that Russian Cream was going around saying that Dolly was trying to take money out of her pocket by telling Natalie don't put them on a booking or something like that. So Dolly wants to confront Russian Cream, but she decides to have LCK say what she told her. So LCK jumps up and was like, so apparently Russian Cream said y'all was at the club and Natalie said she was going to book these girls for 10 racks a pop. And then she said you turned around and looked at Natalie and said don't book her and don't book her. Basically trying to take money out her pocket and feed her family, even though she don't feed no family or something like that. So now Russian Cream stepped in and was like, I did not say that like that. My words were mistaken or misconstrued. She said you did in fact make a hand gesture in the club when Natalie said she was going to put us on the booking. She said, and I felt some type of way, so I ended up leaving the club, but I never said you took money out my pocket. Now, it's kind of like you saying the same thing, Russian Cream, but Russian Cream be backpedaling, pee-popping on the handstand. Y'all already know. Now, Dolly don't want to hear this. Dolly feel like Russian Cream, girl, you is fake. You be lying all the time. You always talking behind somebody's back. And then whenever somebody come and confront you, now all of a sudden you get the backpedaling, but you fake. And it's up and it's up and it's stuck or whatever. So now Russian Cream feeling some type of way because she feel like LCK put her in a position because this wasn't what she said per se. So then Russian Cream and LCK start going back and forth in the back of the Sprinter because LCK feel like, girl, stand on what you said. Don't get scared now. And Russian Cream feel like, girl, I'm standing on what I said, but you bringing it back wrong. You dropping bad low. And honestly, both of them are right and both of them are wrong because LCK shouldn't be messy. But again, what else is she going to do? And then Russian Cream needs to stand on all 10 of her square, but she don't. Long story short, them heifers got to getting into a fight. And I couldn't get the best footage of this because it was on the Sprinter. But I will say this. Elsie did not fall. She did not get slapped down to the ground like she always do. She stood on all 10 and she kept swinging. I don't know if the licks landed, but it looked good enough to me for me to feel like LCK might have won this fight. Dolly over there egging it on. Go ahead on, Elsie. Go ahead on, Elsie. Take it on, do that, Elsie. Shut up, Dolly. Why you ain't fight her? I'm glad you didn't fight her because you would have pulverized that girl. But shut up, Dolly. Now, Russian Cream hopped in the confessional to tell us that she didn't want to fight because she really on injury reserve, but Natalie told her ain't no more injury reserve. She said the only reason she popped Elsie is because you can't be right next to me popping your shiz naive like that and don't get popped. My thing with you, Russian Cream, though, is if you pop somebody, you got to be ready to pop after that. You see what I'm saying? But it's Russian Cream. That's how I go. So Po Aunt trying to hold LCK back, but it's a bit rough because she got on a jacket made out of commercial carpet and hair made of Nutri-Rat fur. And that man itching, he's allergic to all of that. And I'm wondering, how much does Lemon Pepper pay you, Big Aunt? You call me, we gonna get a workman's comp lawsuit going on or something down there by the Zeus. Because whatever they paying you ain't enough. I couldn't imagine having this itching on my back. So now Natalie, baldhead Amber, and her little niece, Latina, they apparently made it to the crib early and they just sitting down talking. And Latina is over there acting like she cool with getting beat up on national TV. Girl, bring back shame. Girl, I would have went into hiding. Do you hear me? Anyways, so Amber was talking about how crazy it is in the house. She was like, you know, it's one thing watching it, but girl, y'all turn up. The girls really be calculated with who they want to fight and beef with. And Amber was like, girl, I could never step in here. I'll be on edge, girl. I'll be getting messed up. Amber can fight, though. We seen baldhead Amber take Ty up with Jocelyn Hernandez. So Amber ain't no LaPunk. But she said it's just a lot for her. She'd rather just sacrifice her niece. And I said that's about right. So now Russian Cream done ran off the bus. Mind you, they not letting nobody in the house because I'm assuming Natalie and Amber and Latina is in the house filming. So Russian runs off the bus, try to rush into the house. Big Aunt trying to get her, or whoever, was trying to get her not to run in the house. Dolly saying fire her behind because nobody like her anyway. She ain't gonna get no bookings. And mind you, that's what the big whole thing was. And this is something I don't respect about Dolly. Dolly, you and Lex and Summer came together because y'all felt like y'all was being bullied and people was being treated unfairly. But for you to flip around and tell Russian Cream you ain't gonna get no bookings, it don't make no sense for me to get to know you. I ain't gonna never see you again, whoop-de-whoop. How you would have felt if somebody would have told you that? Like, y'all very quickly forget where y'all came from. But you know what? Dolly, you gonna get humbled. And you out of pocket for that. Although Russian Cream is annoying, I get that. I just feel like the way you was handling that girl, you talk down to her as if she was beneath you. And nobody's beneath nobody. Y'all all are baddies. Let's really be clear about that. I just had to clock your T on that, Dolly. You fake as hell for that. Lex tried to run behind Russian Cream to help her, and apparently she tore her leggings. I don't know why Lex is running behind Russian Cream. I know she feel like she's cool. Maybe Lex want to do a little scissoring later on. I don't know what the hidden agenda is. All I know is Lex is over here tearing down limbs and leggings to go run after Russian Cream, and I have questions. So now everybody's finally able to make it into the house, and y'all already know what time it is. Y'all know where they going. Straight to the house meeting, and we already know how house meeting goes. Now, Natalie says she want to get the girls together to let them know they toward the end of the trip, and that they want to turn up in London. They got a few bookings or whatever the case may be, and it's going to be lit. When they sit down, Natalie asks what happened on the bus, and Summer tells Natalie that basically Dolly confronted Russian Cream about being messy, talking to LCK about being kicked out of a tour, or allegedly. She said it, then LCK and Dolly got it, not Dolly. LCK and Russian Cream got into it and they got to fighting. Well, then Dolly jumped in and was like, yeah, and I basically told her, girl, you ain't nobody. I don't need to get to know you because you ain't getting no bookings. You was very slick with that, Dolly. That ain't what you said. You said, I don't need to get to know you because you ain't gonna get no bookings and you ain't nobody. You feel what I'm saying? It's kind of like similar, but it mean different things. But Dolly was kind of backpedaling without doing it, you know. And Lex jumped in and was like, and I jumped off the bus trying to go get this girl, tore up all my pants, trying to go see if she's good. This girl trying to break in people's houses and brownstones and stuff. I know nobody out here have blickies, but somebody got a knife. I was scared. I ran back. I didn't know what to do. So then LCK jumps in and says her main problem with Russian Cream is that she likes to talk about the girls behind their back, but when it's time for the girls to confront her, she don't like to say nothing. She don't like to come back and defend herself, and she feel like that's fake, and she don't care about Russian Cream, and Russian Cream need to go home. You know what? I agree, and so do you, LCK. You need to go home too, woolly mammoth. Dolly tried to low-key get in front of it without getting in front of it, but getting in front of it enough to say I got in front of it by mentioning the fact that she told her she ain't nobody and she don't be getting no bookings, but kind of not giving it enough context for Natalie to kind of like understood or understand what was really being said. So Natalie decides she's going to go get Russian Cream. So she goes outside and she's like, oh my God, Russian Cream, do you have my vape? What's going on? Production, directors, get this. Security, get back. We won't fight. Pass me my vape. What's going on the sprinter, guys? So Russian was like, LCK was being messy by going back telling Dolly something that I said, but not giving it in the right context. And she was on the bus popping it in my ear, and I didn't want to fight her, but I feel like Dolly just wanted an issue with me anyway. And then all of a sudden, me and LCK was fighting, and I told you I was injured reserve with a fake broke wrist, and nobody believed me, and I'm tired of fighting. You told me I wasn't going to have to fight no more. And Natalie was like, oh my God, I did say that. Were we in bed when I said it? Oh my God, I remember. Yeah, listen. Russian Cream. I understand you have a lot of vapes. You always keep vapes. Every time I need a vape, you're always there with the vape. But you have to fight. Are you hurt or not? If you're not hurt, let me know. I'll shield you and go in there and tell those girls that they will not fight you, okay? Now back upstairs, Rolly is being messy. And you know what? I caught on to it. Somebody must have told Rolly, get the ball rolling. Or Rolly must have said, I'm tired of these girls fighting every other day. Let's get it off their chest. So Rolly looks at Diamond the Body. Mind you, Latina sitting across. So she looked at Diamond the Body and was like, Diamond the Body, you still feel some type of way? Ever since Latina had threw that alcohol in your eyes and you couldn't see, and your eyes got red, like you had pink eye, you still feel some type of way about that? And Diamond the Body was like, you know, I had really forgot about it. But now that you say it like that, yeah, I really do feel some type of way, because it's one thing to come in talking about replacement, but girl, you threw a drink in my face like you don't know me like that. Then you came in with all that energy and pressure for me like you know me, and girl, that's why I beat you up. And so, yeah, I beat you up the first time, but I feel some type of way about you throwing that mellow yellow in my face. So now Latina was like, girl, listen, Natalie called me. She found me on the streets. She told me if I wanted an opportunity, this was my opportunity, and I went at it. She's paying me $50 a fight plus $25 for gratuity. I am going to do what I have to do. It's not personal, girl. This is business. But if you feel some type of way and you want to go another round and get your lick back, let me know, because I will give you your lick back, okay? Now, Tavy baby was like, wait, what? Get your lick back? Do you remember the fight? You was there? Because I know I was there. I saw you fighting. I don't know if you was there, but I'm going to tell you what I saw. You do know you lost, right? And when you lose, you don't offer the person who won to get their lick back. You supposed to be trying to get your lick back because you got beat up. You know, like I get beat up by Lex and I still want my lick back. Kind of like that. So Diamond the Body jumps up, turning her back to the fight, and Diamond, this why you done got told every which way but loose coming on this show. Diamond, you don't never get up and offer nobody a fight and then turn your back. I don't give a damn if you have to turn around to pray. You better pray in the midst of the fight. In the midst of the battle, girl. What is wrong with you, Diamond the Body? You lucky Latina is a clear woman and can't fight. She would have tore your ass a new one. So anyway, the girls got to squaring up, and I ain't gonna lie, Diamond, your square was cute. Diamond look like she really be throwing them bitches, don't she? Shout out to Diamond, bruh. Diamond got up and was like, yeah, I feel some type of way. You want to throw alcohol in my eyes, girl? I just stopped wearing glasses at 17. And now you want to send me back to the eye doctors? Girl, America's best. Oh, yeah, let's pop it. At the beginning of the fight, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I'm Team Diamond. I'm Team Diamond the body. But this move right here scared me. I didn't know if she had a stroke in the middle of the fight. I didn't know if she just closed her eyes and hoped the Lord guided her hands. But Diamond scared me with this move. I thank God Latina can't fight because Diamond would have got tore up. Girl, y'all should have seen Diamond hitting that Thriller trying to find Latina in that fight. But with the grace of God, my girl Diamond came through. Got Latina on the floor, and I said, Lord Latina, get up, girl. Every time you done came in here, you done been on somebody. Flow, girl. Get up off them people flow. Diamond, let her up. Stall her out, Diamond. Now, Latina got up and went back to her prospective seat. But one thing I noticed about bald head Amber, she won't even check on Latina. One thing about bald head Amber, she gonna sit unbothered after you got tore up. Girl. Bitch, do you hear me? I don't care if we was play cousins and aunties or not. Bitch, you not about to sit unbothered after I get tore up like this. Look at Amber, girl. Girl, ain't no way. Girl. And you brought me here? Oh, no. Girl, no, I'm sorry, y'all. Maybe I'm not, I don't know. Maybe I haven't grown that far. But there's no way you gonna bring me here and watch me get beat up and just sit next to me like nothing happened. Girl. Poor Latina. So anyway, Diamond was like, girl, I don't even be wanting to beat you up for real. Like, I done got to the point where I don't get beat up no more and I'm doing the beating up. And I didn't even want to beat you up. I just felt like, don't throw no water in my face. You don't know me like that. You came in acting like you know me, like it was a personal beef with me, and it wasn't. You was Natalie Flunky. Like, you ain't know me to have no issue with me when you walked through the door. And Latina said, girl, I didn't care who it was. Natalie gave me $5 and she bought my children a box of chicken. So I told her whatever she needed, I was good with that. And so when she told me who I needed to fight, I just said, say less. You want my children to starve? Oh, okay, bet. So I did what I had to do. So Diamond was like, well, girl, at this point in time, it don't even make sense for us to keep fighting. I don't want to fight you no more, girl. We done already did our big one. I done beat you up twice. You can't fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's saying a lot from me. So yeah, let's just call it quits, girl. We don't have to fight no more. You came in, did your big one. Woo, woo, woo. So now Natalie returns, and she returns with Russian Cream, but she decides that she wants to check Dolly about the comment saying that she could basically take money out of Russian Cream's pocket, like she has a say-so, right? So Natalie turns to Dolly and asks Dolly, did you tell Russian Cream that she's not going to get any bookings through me? Because when I tell somebody they good after they book, they good or whatever. Now, Dolly is over there trying to play it off like people just misconstruing her words, and she ain't say it like that. That's exactly how you said it, Dolly. And even if you didn't say it like that, that's the way it came out. It just is what it is. But Dolly is over there like, oh, girl, there she go lying again. Ain't nobody said that. That's what you said, Dolly. So Natalie tells Dolly in front of everybody that basically she is the CEO and boss. And if she calls somebody and tell them they got a booking, y'all already know it's good and it's done. Nobody over here on this plot or on this couch or on this show can stop me from paying somebody else on the booking. I'm the only person who really deals with that as far as money and making sure people taken care of. She was like, and as far as Russian Cream, I like Russian Cream. She let me sizzle with her a couple of times. So I want her to come on a summer tour with me, and she's coming. So I don't understand the problem. And Dolly was like, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know why people are trying to act like I said something bad. All I said was she lame, she boring, and she don't get no bookings. It just is what it is. But that's not all you said, Dolly. So then Diamond the Body jumps in and was like, well, I don't think it's fair that Russian Cream always hollering about injured reserve. Everybody done fought on injured reserve. Rolly fought with 1.5 boobs after getting popped by Tommy. She was like, I fought with 1 tooth missing. We might be missing the ovary or fallopian tube by the time we leave here. And we all still in the paint. I don't understand how Russian Cream don't have to get in the paint. So now Russian Cream was like, first of all, I just found out 5 minutes ago that we was off injured reserve and my hand was broke. Ish. She was like, but I feel like Dolly just wanted a reason to fight me, and that's why she fought, or that's why she sent Elsie to fight me, and Elsie fought me because she got mad because I told her her jacket smelled like dill pickles and plain potato chips. And then Summer jumped in and was like, well, let me clock it right quick. I will say this, a Russian Cream, you was trying to get Lex to come in your room the other night and ask her to scissor. So when Lex ran behind you, we thought y'all was just gonna do another scissor session, but it turns out y'all was outside. Do you want to address those rumors? And Elsie was like, oh my God, oh my Australian God, I'm so tired of this girl, Russian Cream. She never stands up for herself. I mean, I know I can't fight, but at least I get in the paint. So all of a sudden, my girl shed her furs, the one on her head and her shoulders. Yes, she did. LCK shed her furs and got in the paint. Now again, do I believe LCK just tore Russian Cream out the frame? Absolutely not. I don't even think that's possible for my girl LCK. However, she never fell. Nobody never knocked her down to the ground. So I feel like she might have won. And I'm going to go with that. Shout out to LCK. LCK stood tall in the paint. Russian Cream, it really is giving you scary. It really is. Like, why is you running and fighting with LCK? Like, look at Elsie. Look at Elsie. Like, what is that a fight? Like, girl, like, Elsie, please. So now Big Ant done pulled Big Elsie off. Of Russian Cream. Russian Cream is over there trying to get herself together, but she's mad because she didn't want to fight. But my girl, LCK, feeling like she got a little, oomph on her chest because she this is her second fight she won all season, and we only got 2 more days left. My girl said she gonna make the best out of it, as she should. And look at Natalie talking about one thing about Elsie. She's gonna fight. She never has a fake, but she always has a fight. She gets in the paint, and she always slips and fall, but it's okay. She gets in there. That's what it's all about. No, it's not. Back in my day, you used to get made fun of when you got beat up. You don't get a cool point. That don't go like that. Anyways, so as you can see, Elsie was putting in work. I don't know if she watched the Rocky 5 movie before she decided to come out here for this episode, but whatever it was that put the confidence in Elsie, it's everywhere except her braids. But whatever it was, it put confidence in her, and she stood on all 10, and she did a big one with Russian Cream. Shout out to LCK. And look at Russian Cream running down the stairs. First of all, the staircase is about 15 stories up. Who is running all the way down them stairs? Second of all, where is you going, duck, duck, goose? Where you going? What you gonna do? See, girl, Russian Cream, go home. Now, Russian Cream says she going, but I want her to go expeditiously. Matter of fact, she been here too long. That's why I know she probably was around there scissoring with that lady. How she get to stay this long? And look at Elsie, because I'm just tired of people saying that I get beat up. Yes, I lose my fights, but I get in the paint. That's what matters. I get in there. I can't fight, but my coochie's tight. I learned that on the rhyme. I get in the paint. Girl, please. And look at Russian Cream. She done gone up the street. Enough for one of them police to pull up on the beat and beat her with a baton. You know they ain't got no guns. Where is you going, Russian Cream? Now she on the phone with her mama. Mama, come get me. Send me an Uber. How your mama gonna come get you? She out there with y'all? Russian Cream, girl, you got to be strong. And here come Lex. That's why I'm telling you, I don't care what none of y'all see. Lex went creeping in that girl bed. Cause why is Lex keep running behind Russian Cream? Lex, is there anything you would like to bring to the congregation, girl? But anyway, Lex goes running. She's a runner. She's a track star. Head ass. Trying to catch up with Russian Cream to see what's going on. And when she gets to Russian Cream says she's done with this baddie stuff. She was like, she tired of fighting. She's on injured reserve, kind of. And she said she told Natalie, if I'm a scissor you, I shouldn't have to fight. She said, and Natalie told her it was cool. As long as I scissor her, I'm not going to have to fight. She said, and I've been fighting ever since I scissored her. So I really feel like she played me. And Lex was like, wait, you fucking Natalie too? You nasty bitch. I knew you was a slut. Anyway, I only came down here to check on you, but you trying to run up in people's houses and things. I'ma call the police on you myself. I can't believe you cheated on me when I'm cheating on my girlfriend. How could you do this to me? And Russian Cream was like, Lex, Do you think I have time to be worried about us scissoring? Do you think this is a time of scissor? I'm fighting for my life. Natalie promised me something and I don't have anything to show for it. What do you want from me? I don't want to fight Elsie. I don't want to fight Dolly. I don't want to fight anybody. That's why I came in the house to scissor. Scissor is supposed to cover me from fighting, but it's not working. So Lex was like, but I told you, if you scissored me 3 times out the week, then I would protect you. But what you want to do? 2 times out the week? So now you unprotected. Now look at you. You threw the first punch at the girl. The girl done swung on you 3 or 4 times. Now you in your feelings because you want to hit first and feel like you only want to be able to fight once. But if you would have scissored me 3 times a week, I would have already beat up LCK and you wouldn't have that to worry about. So now look at you. Look at you. So Russian Cream jumped up from the concrete stoop and she said, Lex, I can't believe you would say those horrible things to me. We shared things. All types of things. And this is what you do to me, you nasty, dirty bitch. I'm done with this. I'm done with you. I'm done with Natalie. And I'm done with the show. I'm calling my mom. I'm going home. Lex, I hate you. I hate everything about you, you dirty bitch. And look at Lex. Cool. I have a girlfriend. I was only smashing on you to pass time. That's all. I don't even like you for real. And that's why Elsie beat you up and she ain't beat nobody else up. You're dumb. You're stupid. I thought I knew you. But I guess scissoring a girl don't make you know them. Duly noted. And Russian Cream was like, yeah, Lex. Because I guess our conversations wasn't enough. All you recall is the scissoring. You don't recall anything. I'm going home. Tell Natalie I hate that bitch and I hate you too. So then Lex hopped in the confessional and was like, you know, I go back and forth between my feminine and my masculine erupts. She was like, and when I was dealing with Russian Cream, I had to be a little bit more masculine than I really wanted to be. But that's neither here nor there. The fact that my little eater just gonna walk out on me like this and leave me here with nobody and nothing, like, that's kind of selfish and messed up. But, you know, I guess you never really know nobody, you know? It is what it is. And then Russian Cream hopped in the confessional and was like, Baddies, this was my time. I hated every second of it. I didn't come on here to fight. I'm too pretty. But since I had to fight and scissor, I will be suing Zeus Network, Natalie, Rolly, Lex, and everybody else who scissor with me. I hate everybody on here. And to all my haters, I hope all of y'all die. And back at the doggone couch, Elsie is still over there trying to plead her case as to why she ended up fighting Russian Cream in the first place. And she said Russian Cream just needs to go home because she fakes. And Elsie said she had enough of Russian Cream out and she did what she had to do because it don't matter if she win, lose, or draw. She always getting in the paint. Now, all the girls get to chiming in about how they feel like Russian Cream be lying and doing a lot of underhanded stuff. And Rolly brings up the fact that she felt like Russian Cream was lying to her. And that's why she had to bend her up and fold her in the trash. You know what I'm saying? She said, so she feels like Russian Cream, it is time for her to go home. Because she kind of fake and she never let her scissor. So she could go home too. Now, Summer takes this opportunity to confront Cold Killer, a.k.a. in her words, scotched eyes. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Even Scotty was on the couch trying to figure out who she was talking to because she said it so fast. But Summer called Cold Killer scotched eyes because apparently her eyes are dark around the eyes or something. I don't know. So she confronts Killer and was like, girl, you had a lot to say in the airport. Is there anything you want to get off your chest? Scotched eyes. And Cold Killer was like, girl, it's up. You already know what I'm on. I'm never gonna turn down no fade. Bummer already knows that I'm on whatever she's on. So yeah, I'm whatever you want to do. And I'm like, girl, please. Now, Summer telling her, girl, you is fake, you is lame, and I be laughing at you every time I walk by you because you have scotched eyes and you look like Ricky Raccoon, and I don't like that. Now, Killer didn't like that comment neither, but apparently Summer said what she said. So then Summer asked Killer if she feels some type of way and want to fight. And apparently Killer don't turn down no fade. She pulled down the glasses just to give us a peep of what Summer calls the scotched eyes. And she told Summer, line it up. And they got up and lined it up. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I want to say Summer won the fight. Don't get me to lying. But I really want to say Summer won the fight. But if we being honest, you guys, Cold Killer can't really fight. She another one be losing her fights. But you just don't know it because she don't look like it. You know? Yeah, Summer got on the ground and DDT'd or whatever the case may be, had in the headlock. And Summer's so small. So I'm pretty sure Cold Killer is small too. But when Summer had body slammed her and got on the ground and started like minking her, I said, yeah, Cold Killer fat, get up. Just go ahead on, sit down. And when she finally got up, she looked at a hot mess and her wig was tore. She said she tired of this, but she ain't gonna duck no phase. And if someone wanna fight her for the next 20 years, it's up and it's stuck. She don't mind. Girl, Cold Killer, it ain't worth the fight, girl. It ain't worth it. Just go sit down, fam. One thing I will give Fauna, she's a good friend. Cause baby, once that wig came flying off Cold Killer head, girl, Fauna slapped that damn body so fast on Cold Killer head, I thought it was the NASCAR race at the pit stop. So now Cold Killer and Summer is going back and forth, and Cold Killer was like, come bitter next time. Come bitter next time. Bitter next time. I'm a gangster. What? Come bitter next time. And I'm over here saying, girl, what is you saying? So Natalie has had enough and she intervenes and she says, you guys, I'm so sick and tired of this. We're in this beautiful home and you guys keep fighting. We have a club booking tonight, okay, guys? No one has their vapes. I'm the only one with my vape. How can I trust any of you guys? You guys need to get ready. Let's go to the club. We got things to do, okay? So the girls split. And then Lex, Summer, and Dolly finds a window in a room and decides that they gonna not only open the window, but they gonna climb outside the window to go on top the roof. I ain't gonna lie. When I seen Charlie's Angels on top of that roof, girl, I was wishing a hard wind had swung by and almost scared them. Get y'all ass off them people roof. As dangerous as that is, and y'all mamas ain't got no insurance, get up off them people roof before I call the police. Alfana doesn't like that all the girls have separate rooms because it's so hard to scissor like that. So she decides to go get all the other girls, well, you know, her little three, K Rican and Cold Killer, and get their little name tags and put them all on one room because according to Fana, she can't be without her bitches. It's just a scissor party, if you ask me, over there at the Baddies. Now, Rolly in the bedroom lying to Latina, telling her that she respect the fact that she get in the paint. No, we don't. No, not when you getting beat up. Not every time. And she can't stand on all 10 because she be on her booty. No, Rolly, I'm not going to let you get on here and put one thigh under the cover and tell that lie. No, and no. Latina don't get no props. Now, while all that's going on, Dolly and the rest of the girls, through the hallway, they decided to come in and check on what was going on. And Rolly was saying, I was just telling Latina how I respect the fact that even though she be getting beat up and pulverized, she getting the pain, you know, and that's respectable. If nothing, it's at least commendable, you know? And Summer was like, girl, I don't care what Rolly talking about. I ain't gonna lie, me and my homegirls, we laugh because every time you fight, you don't never get the swing because you be on your booty so fast. Like, girl, can you stand on 2 feet? Like, do your feet work? Is your toes broke? Like, what's wrong? What's tea? You had them braces like Forrest Gump when you was a little kid. Like, what happened? So Latina was like, no, listen, you don't understand. I don't mind being beat up. I get beat up all the time. It's just this time I'm getting paid for it. Have you ever gotten beat up for free? Well, I have, and this is my moment, and I'm going to stand in it and take it. It doesn't matter if I get my ass whipped. I'm standing in my moment. I need to feed myself and my kids. Then Lex starts bringing up the whole thing with LCK and Russian Cream. She's telling everybody how she ran all the way up the street behind Russian Cream and nobody understood it. But she had a confession to make that they were two, in fact, scissoring. And that's why she didn't mind tearing up her clothes because she thought she was going to get a little cooch later on. But it turns out Russian Cream wanted to back out and leave her in the dust. LCK comes in and she basically seconds everything that Lex is saying. And I don't even know why LCK gets something to say. If we being honest, LCK is kind of like the sympathy baddie. Can we talk? LCK is the sympathy baddie. At least Choco had a swag. What does LCK bring? She looked like that lady from the big comfy couch.
Oh, it's you! Oh, goody, I'm glad you're here. See my show? It's very special.
LCK gets her say, I don't know who's scissoring with her. I don't know if she's like a DEI hire girl. I don't know what LCK got on. I don't know nothing about LCK. All I know is somebody told her as long as she get in the paint, she good. And that done went to her head. She been in the paint and ain't looked up since. I'm tired of LCK. Pack her up and get up out of here. Now, in the other room, Diamond the Body is telling the girls that basically she didn't want to fight. What's that girl name? Latina. She said, but Latina threw the drink in her face, and that was the straw that broke the camel back. Now, Diamond also feels like Latina only swung on her and played with her because Pretty P and Ivory not here. And you know, Natalie is the one sending these girls at Diamond. Let's really be clear. But she feel like that's the only reason is because Pretty P and her homegirls is not here. She said if Pretty P and Diamond was here, none of these girls would play with her, but they only playing on her top because of Natalie. But that's why y'all got to get Natalie in check. Diamond, you never beat Natalie up good enough. You got to beat her up bad like Rolling them did. And when they was talking about the Latina girl, what's her name? Tavy jumps in talking about, yeah, because I told her, she's saying she want her lick back. I'm like, yo, did you see you lost? Did you not see you lost the fight? Like, I lost my fights. Like, did you not see? And I'm over here saying, girl, can you see? You was over there saying you was blind in one eye like Ray Charles. Can you see? Literally. And then here go Tavy putting 20 on 10. When it comes down to Lex, it's up with her. I want to fight her every day if I have to. I'm done with Lex. I want to fight her. Now, listen, Tavy, last time you said that, Lex came around there like the boogeyman and you wanted to make a rain check. You got to stop talking out the side of your neck as if it ain't going to get back to that girl. Because when she beat you down to the ground on the next episode, I don't really want to hear nothing, Tavy, but duly noted, okay? Now, Pretty P has arrived back from Africa. Her grandfather's funeral is over. I think they only got like 2 more days left in the whole Baddies Africa thing. However, she's back to London to meet up with the girls and she's excited to basically get back in the groove of things. So now Pretty P tell the girls how it was at her grandfather's funeral and how she's just happy to be back and she wasn't going to leave the Baddies. She was definitely going to end out with the franchise. And you know what? Shout out to Pretty P. She went to lay to rest her pawpaw and she back on the scene ready to get back with the girls. I'm here for it. They asked her who she got beef with, and she said the last person she had beef with before she left was Summer. She said, but she don't think Summer really want that type of smoke. And I said, you obviously don't know Summer. Summer don't have a brain. She won't smoke with anybody, even if she knows she gonna get pulverized, Pretty P. Anyway, the girls are gonna get ready for the club because they're headed out to the first spot in London. Let's move on, girl. So now the girls get to the club. Of course, Natalie is in the building and she's over there doing the baddie shot of clock thing. It looked like the club is lit. And I ain't gonna lie. One thing about this Baddies verse, that lingo and that culture gets to the smallest crevices of the world. Everybody really do be knowing about the Baddies. And this is another thing too. Don't make that a mistake of thinking that only hood rat people watch Baddies. Because I'm starting to realize the most intellectual and educated girls still watch Baddies on a Sunday. Okay? So Natalie is introducing the girls. Obviously, Amber is there. And I thought to myself, they must have paid her a pretty bag just to show up and be bald headed and act like she's intrigued. So she's got Amber there. She's got Tommy there. Everybody there and everybody's having fun. Or at least so it looks like. Now, all of a sudden, Natalie looks over and she sees an altercation about to start. Now, at first, I didn't know who it was because of how dark and smoky it was in the club. But as the smoke cleared, I started to see it was Summer who looked like she was drunk. And it looked like she was getting into it with who that was. Was it Killer or one of them? Either way, Natalie sees them and tells them to cut it out. But I feel like they already knew that the girls was going to fight. And they really wanted them to do that anyway. Because Natalie was on the mic, in my opinion, being a little bit like funny. Like, oh my God, you guys don't fight. Production, get this. You know, type tease. I feel like she wanted the girls to fight. But all I know is it looked like it was cool until it wasn't. Summer knocked, it looked like it was Lex on that podium too, but Summer knocked Lex, now somebody else in Cold Killer off the doggone podium, and then she threw a little liquor, some Ace of Spades on her, and I don't know why she did that, because all of a sudden, Cold Killer grabbed a punch bowl that looked like it was as heavy as a 9-month-old baby and threw it at that girl's head. I said, oh my God, somebody call the ambulance. Now let me say this. It's one thing for them to fight. And look at Natalie on the mic. You guys, there's billionaires in the crowd, you guys. This is very embarrassing. Get this production, pass me my vape. But in the grand scheme of things, I feel like this was a setup. I feel like they already knew it was going to be a fight. I really feel like they knew it was going to go down like this. And it did this on purpose. Because when they really can't fight, Natalie be on them and they really don't fight in the club. Or at least sometimes. But the point I'm making is this feels a little bit produced, genuine, but yet still produced. And ultimately, this is where the episode ends. It does look like on the next episode, Cold Killer does pop someone in the bike of the head with the punch bowl. I don't know if I seen that. I just want to say that. But it also looks like someone still gets her lick back. But that's the end of the episode, y'all. What do you guys think? Drop down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on all platforms, and I'll catch y'all hoes on the next one, girl. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.